Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another video tutorial towards our training in Windows Server Administration. In this video we will learn how to deploy roaming profiles on client computers for users. The purpose of doing so enables users to access their personalized settings on multiple systems upon logon. Okay, let's get started with the demonstration aspects of this tutorial. We are using the same environment we have been using in the previous videos. So we have our traininglab.local as our domain, and we will be using the same users and computers that we have created in the previous videos. So the purpose of setting up roaming profile is pretty much the same as creating home folders for respective users we saw in the previous video. Since we will be creating and sharing a folder, only this time to allocate the folder to save roaming profiles of intended users. In this example, let's choose to work with the networking security group user, take user 2. While we are at it, I would also like to show you the system settings. So under the user's profile, if we click on settings, we will be able to note that all the users happen to be the local account type and the status is also local. So at the end of the day, when we have finished with setting up the roaming profile, we will notice that whichever user, in our case tech user 2, will be set to roaming profiles once we have enabled the roaming profile in our server. Let's just quickly switch back to our server and start with the implementation. We are going to file storage and create a share similar to what we have done before. So I'm going to create a new share, and these processes are very much the same as what we have used previously. So click on browse and we will create a new folder for this particular demonstration, and I will name it as roaming and select this folder, click on next, and the share name I'll leave it as roaming. However, I'm going to add a $sign at the back because I would want this particular folder to be hidden for security reasons from the users, and will also be copying the UNC path which we will be using when we are implementing the roaming profiles on the selected user. So I'm going to click on enable access based enumeration, which only allows authenticated users the permissions to access this folder, and simply clicking on next. I'm going to customize the permissions for this, and I'm going to disable inheritance for the users, and I'm simply going to convert the permissions to explicit for this particular object, and I will need to remove the users and only give permission to the security group networking team. If I quickly go back to my tools and to my users and computers, we have a security group networking team under which we have take user 2. So I'm going to only apply inheritance to the networking team. So I'm going to add the networking team. Just check names, click OK. Let's just choose this particular folder only, and I'm going to just give the read permissions and click OK. Apply and click OK. And with the confirmation that is going to be roaming, I'm going to simply create a share. Now that it's completed, I'm going to close this, and I will move on to my users and computers. Navigating to our networking team, I'm going to view the properties, and under properties we have the profile option. Here I'm going to simply paste in the UNC path that I had copied, and I'm going to add the tag user 2 and simply click apply and OK. That basically takes care of the roaming profile that we were wanting to implement. And in case I needed to implement it on all the users, I would have simply selected all, and under the properties option, profile, the UNC path And like in our previous video that we had seen the ability to add percentile username and adding the username for each and every respective users that are there. But since I'm only going to apply it on the networking team tech user 2, I'm going to leave it as that. Again, just verifying it has the tech user 2, which is okay, and that is something we wanted. So going back to our client machine, I'm going to restart to allow the changes, after which we are again going to see in our system properties user profile if the implementations that we were intending has taken place. Let's log back in. So under the advanced tab and user profiles, if I click on settings, we will note that our tech user 2's type has changed from local to roaming, which means that we have successfully set this user's profile to roaming, and this particular user will be able to access his or her personalized settings on any of the client machines provided it is under the same domain. There we have it. In the next video, we will be looking at how to deploy operating systems using one of the roles and services provided by the server, which is the WDS role. So see you in the next video. Thank you.